Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm really excited to share this dessert recipe with you guys. This one right here is something that you can make for this Diwali season that is coming up by the end of the week. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking for me to share a Rasmalai recipe. Now, in my family, we do not make the traditional Indian Rasmalai. My grandmother, my dad's mom, she makes her own version that she calls Rasmili. Now, I don't know if this is like a common Guyanese thing that people make, but if you guys know about this and call it Rasmili, please go ahead and drop a comment down below. But regardless, this is basically just an easier version of Rasmalai. It's very quick to put together and it really does not require much effort at all. And throughout the video, I'm going to be giving you guys some vegan options. So if you are a vegan and you do not consume any animal products, that you could put this together as well. So let's get into it. The first thing that we're going to start off with is the fresh spice. So in my little mortar and pestle here, I'm going in with some cardamom seeds, and I'm just going to basically pound the cardamom seeds until I get a really fine texture. When making a dish like this that really only requires one spice, which is the cardamom, I truly recommend you go ahead and you grind it fresh so you can get the maximal flavor out of it. It's going to make for a really sweet and delicious tasting rasmili. So go ahead and pound this up to your desired texture. I like it really fine, but if you like it a little chunkier, you can leave it chunkier as well. And if you have a spice grinder or a spice mill, you can put these in there as well. And after grinding your cardamom to your own desire, you're going to go ahead and set it aside and we can work on the rest of the rasmili mixture. Now, I also wanted to let you know, if you wanted to purchase a mortar and pestle, I'll have a link in my description box below under all of my Amazon links for kitchen gadgets and tools. In order to put this rasmili mixture together, we're going to go ahead and start off with some ricotta cheese. Now, I highly recommend you use whole milk ricotta cheese or full fat ricotta cheese, not anything that is skim or fat free, or else it might not come out the way you want it to. And I'm also going to go in with my ground elychee or cardamom. I also wanted to mention, if you wanted to make this vegan, you can use a vegan ricotta cheese product. And once you go in with the cardamom, you're going to go in with some granulated sugar. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and use brown sugar for this. Just know that the rasmili will have a very brown, dark color. And a lot of you guys are going to ask me if you could use condensed milk. While you probably can use condensed milk, it does add a lot of water content to the dish. So you would probably not want to do it, or else it will take a long time to cook in the oven. I also went in with a tiny pinch of salt just to offset all of the flavors. And at this point, I'm going to go in with some mixed essence. And once you get all of your ingredients into the bowl, you're going to mix them up really well until everything is combined. Once everything is combined, you can go ahead and give it a quick taste just to make sure all of the flavors are to your liking. Now, sometimes, just depending on the freshness of the cardamom or the brand of cardamom, you might need to add in a little bit more. And also, you want to gauge the amount of sugar in this dish. If you're not sure about how much to put in, of course, you could follow my measurement that I'll have in the description box below. But you can go ahead and just add in a little bit at a time, keep mixing, and then give it a taste to make sure it's not too sweet or not too unsweetened for your liking. Once you mix that mixture really, really well and you taste it and it is to your liking, you're going to pour it into a non-stick baking sheet. Now, if you wanted to use a glass baking sheet or something that is an aluminum or stainless steel baking sheet, something that's not coated, then you're going to want to go ahead and grease it a little bit. The reason why I'm not greasing my pan is because I'm using non-stick today. But once you get it into the pan, you can go ahead and spread it out into a nice even layer. And if you wanted this to be really thick, use a smaller pan. If you wanted this to be really thin, then of course use a bigger pan. And I'm just going to pop this in my oven at 350 degrees until it is golden brown all over and until it firms up really, really well. Now, once you put your rasmili mixture into the oven to bake off, you can start on the milk mixture that you're going to soak it in. The reason why I like to start the milk mixture as soon as it goes in the oven is just because I don't like to pour the hot milk mixture all over that rasmili. So in a little saucepan, I'm going in with some milk. Today I'm using almond milk just because that's all I had on hand. So this of course will make it vegan, especially if you're going to use a vegan ricotta cheese. And I'm also going to go in with some ground elychee or ground cardamom just to really build up that flavor again with the cardamom. And I'm going to add in a little bit of condensed milk to sweeten it up. If you wanted to, you could use sugar for this, and if you wanted to make it vegan, you could go ahead and use coconut condensed milk. They sell that at many different grocery stores nowadays. And once you go in with those ingredients, you're going to mix them up really well until everything is combined. And you're going to heat it on about a medium to medium high heat until you see it smoke up a little bit before it comes to a boil. So if you guys look very closely, the milk mixture is starting to smoke up just a little bit. It's not boiling yet. This is exactly what we want. So I'm going to turn off my heat and I'm just going to set it aside until my baked ricotta mixture is ready, and then we can go ahead and pour it on top. So this is what my ricotta mixture looked like after I pulled it out of the oven. As you guys can see, it's very crispy and golden brown around the edges, and it is firmed up really well. All I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cool for about 5 minutes so it's a little easier to work with, and then I'll show you what to do. Once your ricotta mixture cools for about 5 minutes, you're going to go in with a knife and you're going to cut it into your desired amount of squares. Now I'm making these on the smaller side, and if you wanted to make them bigger, you could of course make them bigger. I highly recommend you cut them before you put that syrup on or that milk mixture, just because once you pour the milk mixture on, it tends to get very messy. So I promise if you do this, the milk mixture will not only soak in better, but it will be easier to remove from the pan as well. And once you finish cutting the baked ricotta mixture, you can go ahead and drizzle on that warm milk mixture that we had just made. Now once you pour this milk mixture all over the baked ricotta, you're going to allow it to sit on your countertop until it is fully cooled, because if you put this in the fridge while it's hot, the milk may sour on you, and that is not what you want. So once you let that come up to room temperature, you can go ahead and set it in your fridge and leave it there for a couple of hours to overnight until that ricotta mixture has a chance to really soak up the milk mixture really well. And if you don't have patience like me, you could serve it right away while it is still warm like this. But I truly prefer to allow it to soak up the milk mixture just a little bit, because it makes for a better texture in the end. So I allowed my Rasmili to sit in the fridge overnight. As you guys can see, it still has a little bit of liquid on the top, but it is super thick, and the ricotta mixture has soaked up the milk mixture really well. And once you let it sit overnight and you allow it to firm up in the fridge, you're going to see that that ricotta just comes out of the pan really easily, especially since we pre-cut it before. So here it is, guys. Once you go ahead and cut them out of the pan and put them onto a plate, they are ready to serve. I love topping these with some chopped pistachios. You can use any other type of chopped nuts or garnishes that you want. This adds a really nice crunch to the top of this Rasmili. Now, I'm being very honest with you guys, I definitely ate more than what was on this plate. I'm not trying to be modest or anything like that, but this was super delicious. So if you guys are in the mood for something a little bit different, something really nice and sweet and rich for this Diwali season, I hope you guys give this recipe a try. Please don't forget to give this video a nice big thumbs up, subscribe if you are not subscribed yet, come on over and join the Matthew's Guyanese cooking family, and keep leaving those comments down below. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye everyone.